Hello people, and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Omni founder shares what could make XRP a $1 trillion asset. Okay guys, let's get into it. So, let's get into this then. What do we think in regards to XRP? Do we think it could be a $1 trillion asset at some point? I absolutely believe that. I mean, again, if we just look at what Bitcoin is right now, do we think that XRP could get to Bitcoin at some point? Yeah, I do. I think this is the thing, like, because we're in the crypto space right now, I don't think people realize how early we are within this actual space. Like, we've not got regulations and things like that, although, you know, it looks like we're due to see that change very quickly now. But, you know, we've really kind of watched not the literal birth of it, because we're not here that early, but we've watched the early evolution of it, right? Like, you know, we've seen the rug pulls and things like that and the scams and stuff. We've not seen the regulations come through yet to clear that kind of thing up. We're not seeing like the clear winners and losers just yet, but I think we've all hedged our bets on what we think will be. And I think we all agree that XRP will be one of the winners. But we're yet to see all that come to fruition, right? Because look, this is the thing. When it comes to Bitcoin, obviously it gets its praise. I definitely don't knock Bitcoin because it was the very first cryptocurrency in existence. If it wasn't for Bitcoin, we wouldn't have XRP and other cryptos that are very good and that can change industries. But let's be honest, when it comes to it from a technology standpoint, because Bitcoin's the oldest, it's the worst, right? It doesn't do anything, right? That's why people just use it as a store of value, because it's not very good in terms of utility wise. And this is where you get the other cryptos that come in and are better. They improve on the original technology. And that's where you get things like XRP that can do amazing things, right? And so I do actually think it's very possible. I don't know for sure, but I do think it's very possible that in the future, like, XRP could flip Bitcoin, right? Like, I'm not saying it will 100%, but I think it's very possible, because this is the thing, right? When you're the first in, obviously, yeah, you're going to have that upper hand because you are the first in. And also, obviously, Bitcoin is very scarce. So we do have to admit that their supply is very low. But look, like, when you start to see crypto as a whole and you start to see industries who are looking at these technologies from these cryptos and thinking, oh, like, you know, this can be used for cross-border payments. Oh, that's really useful. It's really cheap and fast. That's something I would like to use. Oh, we can like tokenize assets on this network, on this chain. Oh, that's really good. I'd love to be able to do that. Like, this is when you start to get the institutions getting involved and using the tokens for their utility, right? And let's be honest, as I said earlier, Bitcoin doesn't really have utility, you know, like, unless you put like a layer 2 on it, it's not really got utility. And so it's one of these things where, you know, like, people will probably start adopting these technologies. And it's a thing where people and companies will probably start adopting these tokens because of their technology, because of their utility, what they can do, right? And so XRP is a token that has great utility. So you can imagine people, one, speculating on it being a great asset because of what it can do, and two, institutions buying the asset because they want to use it for its utility, right? So there's definitely a lot more room to grow within this space. You know, we might be thinking we're here now and, like, you know, everything's great, but like, I'm saying, like, when we look like 5 years down the line or 10 years down the line, everything's going to look very different, and crypto will be adopted to a point where it will be mass adoption. And that's where, you know, there'll be tokens being used that people don't even realize are being utilized. But that's what mass adoption is. Like, mass adoption is when you can use something and you don't even realize it's actually being used because it's working in the background. It's just a part of your everyday life, right? So, you know, when you think of like the internet, for example, when you're on your phone and you're just using the internet, you're not thinking, how does all this work? You're just thinking, I want to go and look at, you know, I want to go and look at this website, or I want to go on YouTube or whatever. You're not thinking about the inner workings of the internet to make it work, right? But that's mass adoption, because we've not got to worry about how it all works. We haven't got to understand everything about the internet to use it. It's just there for us. And that's how mass adoption is. And that's what will happen with crypto eventually, and XRP. And so when we start looking at it from that perspective, well, yeah, do you think that this could become a $1 trillion asset if, you know, it is being mass adopted? Yeah, definitely. You know, like, as I say, like, people might think we're like far along in this space, but we're still very early. So when you look at these market caps of some of these assets, believe me, 5-10 years down the line, they're going to be very different. You know, the ones that are really going to serve a purpose, they're going to be a lot higher. And XRP is definitely one of them. So, you know, what are they saying here in regards to what could make XRP a $1 trillion asset? Interoperability, right? So interoperability is basically, you know, connecting to the global finance service and industry, right? So basically being able to integrate with, you know, traditional finance and being able to improve on that. So, you know, this is something that David Schwartz has talked about in the past, and he's talked about, you know, making like enterprise focused products like stablecoins, which, as you know, they've already launched one stablecoin now, so they're already getting their foot in the game with that. Tokenization, which is something that they've been looking into a lot more as of late, and like lending services. So again, this is where, you know, borrowing against your crypto and that kind of thing, you know, taking out loans where you use the crypto as collateral and that kind of stuff, custody services, that kind of thing. Yeah, I absolutely agree with this 100%. Like these kind of things, like tokenization for the most part, like when it does get used properly, tokenization is going to be huge. And, you know, I don't know if you guys have been hearing this, but tokenization seems to be one of like the themes of this bull run. You know, tokenization seems to be one of the leading things. Now, you know, tokenization really wasn't their focus at the beginning, because I think that was really going hard on ODL. So I think they are a little bit behind in that regard, but, you know, XRP is still good for tokenization. So, you know, and it's a good chain. So, you know, it's like the number 3 biggest crypto in market cap. So it's highly liquid. So that's going to help. And it's fast and efficient, right? So it's got the things that you would want if you wanted to do tokenization services. So I do think, you know, I think XRP would be a good chain to do tokenization on. Custody services and stuff like that, like this is something that Ripple could do, right? I assume this is something that Ripple intend to do long term, most likely, right? Like, why wouldn't you? You know, you're a company, start offering those kind of services and things like that, especially for people who, you know, hold XRP, because this is the thing. Obviously, they're going to want XRP to be successful. So they could even do like incentives to try and help XRP be more utilized, right? Like, you know, give us this crypto and stuff like that. And, you know, maybe you'll get XRP as returned or something like that, so it's more utilized or that kind of thing. You know, I can't think of everything off the top of my head, but you get the gist of what I'm saying, right? Do little incentives to help XRP be, you know, more utilized as a whole, right? And so, yeah, like these kind of things, when we look at it from the long-term perspective, like I definitely think this could lead to XRP being a $1 trillion asset. And I do believe in the long term, it will become that. Absolutely, 100%. So, I agree, like these kind of services and being more interoperable, like it's definitely going to be a key factor in XRP being more widely adopted, right? And I'll be honest with you, like part of what's been the issue is not even, you know, it's not Ripple's fault or XRP's fault. It's just been the hindrance of having a anti-crypto government, right? Like the SEC were anti-crypto under Gary Gensler's regime. So that caused a lot of issues. Like, if you can see the difference now just from what President Trump has done within, like, you know, a week, the difference that he's made to crypto is absolutely insane. Like, it's crazy the amount of things that he's done already. Like, he's already made it possible so that banks can start getting involved to custody crypto now if they want. He's done that within a week. So what he's going to do over like the next 4 years, who knows? Because he's clearly pro crypto, so we can see that's definitely not to be denied at this point. So the things that he could bring forward under his regime for crypto could be absolutely amazing. Like, we could see crypto not only grow but accelerate, because it's not like he's just like neutral on crypto, like, oh yeah, I'll just let people do what they want. Like, he's pro crypto. Like, he actually wants crypto to do well. Like, he's trying to put things in place for crypto to thrive. That's a big difference. Like, that's going out of your way to say, hey, we need to do this for crypto. We want this for crypto. We need crypto to do well. And we know that Brad Garlinghouse met with, you know, Trump as well. We know that they've discussed, you know, XRP being part of a US strategic reserve. So, like, and this is the thing to me, right? That's just what they're telling us. I'm sure the dinner was quite long. So I know that they've discussed the lawsuit, because I'm sure that was one of the primary factors. But then we know that they've discussed this US strategic reserve. What other things did they discuss? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure there was many other things that they'd have discussed in regards to XRP. ODL, like its prime functioning use case, what Ripple use it for. See what I'm saying? Their stablecoin, RLUSD. Like, I can just imagine the amount of things that they've probably tried to get into, that conversation with Trump. So the kind of things that could be coming for XRP, who knows? Like, who knows? And that's why I've said recently, like, my mind is shifting a little bit now in terms of how I think about XRP and crypto as a whole, because we've gone from just going to just general crypto slow adoption and, being hindered because, Gary Gensler was just suing crypto companies and tokens left, right and center to, okay, now it's on. Like, we're happy with crypto, come through. Like, we want it to do well and it's all positive. Like, the change has just been crazy for how quick it's all turned around. So that's making me now think, hey, like, who knows what could come within like the next year or so. We could have like regulations like this year. That's very possible. And, we could have banks look into custody within the next 6 months, right? Like, now it's been said that can be done and Jerome Powell confirmed that. It's very possible that banks are saying, hey, right, let's look into it then. Let's see what we can do because we want to get involved in this crypto thing. A lot of these banks and institutions, the reason why they've been on the sidelines is because they've been worried about getting sued. But now you've got a pro-crypto president. I don't think he's going to be going out their way to sue them because they just want to get the regulations in place and they want crypto to do well. So they're not going to be punishing people when there's not clear rules of the road like what Gary Gensler did. That's not going to happen anymore. So, like it's very different now. Everything is changing and it's changing at a fast pace. So yeah, I have to say overall I agree with this. And I do very much think that, I think it's very possible for XRP to become a $1 trillion asset. And I think it will happen. That's my personal speculation. I think it will happen. Long term, I don't know how long it will take. But I do think long term, XRP will be a $1 trillion asset. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you very much for watching this. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And hit that bell. Take care.